Hi class, this is Miss Karakni. Before we start our unit on persuasion and rhetoric, we must first define critical thinking. Any ideas? How about a definition, please? Scriven says, critical thinking is the intellectually disciplined process of actively and skillfully conceptualizing, applying, analyzing, synthesizing, and/or evaluating information gathered from or generated by observation, experience, reflection, reasoning, or communication as a guide to belief and action. In other words, it is thinking about what we are learning. When using critical thinking, we are able to make good decisions about what we are doing, what we are learning, and what we are believing. When researching a topic or learning about something, we must first stop and think, is the information logical? How about reliable? But how do we do that? Use the following checklist and put your brain to use when critically thinking about what someone is sharing with you. The first step is clarity. Is the information clear? If not, ask the presenter to elaborate or give an example. Is the information accurate? Using accuracy, we can question, do we know this is true? If so, how can we check to make sure? What about sharpness? Is the information precise? If it's too vague, ask for more details or ask the sharer to be more specific. With relevance, ask, is the information relevant? How is the information related to the issue? What about the depth? Is the information profound enough to cover the complexities of the issue? Or is this a superficial overview of a topic? When looking at the scope of an argument or information, you want to know if the information is thorough enough to provide any other points of view. If this is a one-sided argument, ask the sharer about what other opinions must be considered. Maybe you have a different point of view that you would like the sharer to address. What about logic? Is the information logical? Do all thoughts, supports, and conclusions logically connect and make sense? Are you able to follow what the presenter is saying? Again, the critical thinking checklist. Checking for clarity, accuracy, sharpness, relevance, depth, scope, and logic. This checklist will be useful to you when you listen to your peers share their persuasive speeches and when you prepare your persuasive speech. Each presenter must use rhetoric and persuasive techniques to persuade us, the audience. But as an audience, we also have a responsibility to critically think and question and evaluate what we are listening to and what we are learning. Here is a parting thought to ponder before we start our research. Responsibility to yourself means refusing to let others do your thinking, talking, and naming for you. It means learning to respect and use your own brains and instincts, hence grappling with the hard work. Adrienne Rich, American poet, essayist, and feminist. And like a good presenter, here are my references. And don't forget, Google Images.